Welcome, and Kurt Berglund here with another Pine Tar Legends World Series contest for you. This is Game 6 of the 9-game series that is taking place between the American League and the National League. The National League at this point is leading the series 4-1. They need one more game to clinch the series. The American League, in a nutshell, hasn't hit. They've lost two extra inning games, both of them classics. I encourage you to go back and watch at least games 2 and 5 of the series. Just amazing finishes for both. The National League came through in both games and has really dominated the series. But the American League has plenty of star power to fight back. These are 35-man rosters with 15-man pitching staffs and 20-man position player groups. No position player can start more than 5 games in a series. No starting pitcher can start more than 2 games in the 9-game series. Today, here in Game 6, we have 2 more first-time starters. These are Christy Mathewson for the visiting National League and Roger Clemens for the homestanding American League. Mathewson is an A starter, and Clemens is an A starter as well. Figures to be a good, close contest. The lineups are as follows for the National League. Joe Morgan will lead off, batting first. Honus Wagner will bat second, playing shortstop. Stan Musial will bat third, playing right field. Eddie Mathews will bat cleanup and play third base. Willie McCovey will bat fifth and play left field. Willie Stargell will bat sixth and play first base. Ken Griffey Jr. will bat seventh and play center field. And Roy Campanella will bat eighth and do the catching. And on the mound for the National League is pitcher Christy Mathewson. He will bat ninth. For the American League, leading off in center field is Rickey Henderson. Batting second in left field is Ted Williams. Batting third at third base, Jimmy Fox. Batting fourth in right field is Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth at first base today, Carl Yastrzemski. Batting seventh and doing the catching, batting sixth and doing the catching is Yogi Berra. Batting seventh at shortstop is Cal Ripken Jr. And batting eighth and playing second base, Charlie Gehringer. Batting ninth for the American League will be Roger Clemens. Not much of a threat with the bat, but he can sure shut you down. He can sure shut you down on the mound. So, a must-win game. The American League will manage the game accordingly. This is it. So it's a sort of an all-hands-on-deck kind of a pitching situation. And we'll see how, how that turns out. Alrighty. So, digging in for the National League, first is second baseman Joe Morgan. Joe Morgan facing Roger Clemens. All right, and here we go. Joe Morgan leading off. And he slaps it down the line into the right field corner. Reggie Jackson is going to have to dig it out of there, but not before Morgan takes second with a double. This is not the start the American League was looking for. Honus Wagner with nobody out and Morgan on second. The pitch to Wagner, line, base hit to left. They're going to hold Morgan at third, And there will be runners at first and third with nobody out in the first inning. Clemens has got to get it together. Musial is stepping into the batter's box. Not a bad clutch hitter. The pitch to Stan is a ground ball to second. That's Gehringer. And he will go for two. He flips it to Cal Ripken Jr. They get one. The return throw is not in time, and in the meantime, Morgan scores from third base. It's 1-0 National League. Musial takes Wagner's spot at first base. Eddie Mathews is at the plate against Clemens, and he lifts one to left, and that's going to be taken by Ted Williams. 2 outs. Musial still on first. Here comes Willie McCovey. The pitch to Willie. He strikes him out. Clemens with the high, hard one, if you know what I mean. Morgan is the run that the National League scores in the top of the first. 1-0 National League. American League needs to strike quickly and get the lead back. The pitch to Ricky Henderson from all-time great Christy Mathewson. Shot to third, that's Eddie Mathews. Mathews over to Stargell, and that's 1 down. Ted Williams with 1 out. Williams flies one to center field, and that's going to be Ken Griffey Jr., and 2 down. And now Jimmy Fox, double X. Maybe the surprise starter of the lineup. We have an error chance. It's 96. 96 is the right fielder. That's Musial. Musial will make the catch. And that's a 1-2-3 first inning for Mathewson. We go to the second with the National League on top. 1-0. Willie Stargell pops. Strikes out. 2 strikeouts in a row now for Clemens. Maybe he's getting on top of his game. Junior steps in against Clemens. The pitch to Junior is a ground ball second base. That's Gehringer, who flips to Yaz, and that's 2 down. Campanella with 2 outs and Mathewson on deck. The pitch to Campy. We have another error check. And whoa, hey, I'm throwing dice around. All right, let's see what happens on the error check. 34 is a second base chance for Gehringer, and he throws him out. And that concludes the top of the second for the National League. We go to the bottom of the second, and the National League is still leading 1-0. Reggie Jackson leads off for the American League, and he strikes out. 1 down in the bottom of the second. Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz strikes out. That's 2 down in the second inning. And Yogi Berra. Hits a fly ball to right. And this is going to be taken by Stan Musial for 3 outs, 6 up and 6 down. After 2, it's the National League 1 and the American League a very desperate nothing. Christy Mathewson leads off the third for the National League. He ground ball shortstop. That's Ripken. He will throw and get his man at first base. There's 1 down. Morgan. Joe Morgan hits a fly ball to left. That's going to be Williams, and that's going to be 2 down. And Honus Wagner. Wagner swings and hits a foul ball, a screamer, just foul, down the first base line. And the next pitch, he draws a walk. He draws a walk off Clemens. With 2 outs, Wagner's on first. Musial's coming to the plate. Yogi is behind the plate. And he has a -4 arm. They're going to send Wagner. Wagner is going to try to steal second. Here we go. And he stole it. Stolen base for Honus. And Musial's now got a runner in scoring position. They're looking at Matthews on deck, and they're going to go against Musial. The pitch to Stan. He struck him out. And Clemens gets out of the third. Gets around the walk, gets around the stolen base, and strikes out Musial. Here's Ripken to lead off for the American League in the third. That's a ground ball to short. 1 down. 7 up, 7 down for Mathewson. The pitch to Gehringer, he hit it hard. He hit it hard. That's a base hit. That's a base hit, the first hit of the game for the American League. Clemens is at the plate. He will try and bunt. He does get the bunt down. It's a good one. And it goes Matthews to Morgan. As Gehringer moves up to second base, and Ricky Henderson is the batter. 2 outs. Man on second. Tying run on second. Ricky lost that number, and he grounds to first base. Stargell flips to Mathewson, and that is the end of the third inning for the American League. We go to the fourth, and the American League is still trailing the National League by a score of 1-0. Eddie Matthews leads off for the National League in the fourth. Matthews hits one deep, hits one way back there, and it's gone. 2-0 National League. A hanging curve from Clemens was not missed by Matthews. The pitch to McCovey. Next man up is a strikeout. 1 down. Stargell steps in. Stargell is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The pitch to Willie. And he hits a grounder to Gehringer. That's 2 down. And Ken Griffey Jr. The pitch to Jr. is a shot past Fox down into the left field corner. Williams is going to corral it, and he will get it back in, but Griffey is on second. And that is a double for Jr. Now they've got a choice. There's 2 outs, 1 run in, so it's 2-0 National League. Ken Griffey Jr. is on second base. Roy Campanella is walking to the plate. And Christy Mathewson is on deck. So I think what they're going to do is to walk Roy to get to Mathewson. And the National League will not pinch hit. They're going to let Mathewson face Clemens. The pitch to Matty is an error chance. Maybe the one thing that could have gone wrong. Let's see what happens here. 48. That's the third baseman. That's Fox. He's got an error chance of 4. He just kicked it. And it's doubly bad because there's 2 outs. Fox boots it. Then he kicks it. It rolls into foul territory. Griffey Jr. is going to try and score all the way from second. He will, and he will be safe. Campanella makes it all the way to third. They finally retrieve the ball in foul territory, and it's first and third after the dust clears, but it's now 3-0 National League. the American League is going to get action started in the bullpen because it's pretty much now or never. Cy Young is going to start warming up for the American League, and so is Eddie Plank. Eddie Plank will warm up as well. Young and Plank are warming up in the bullpen, a lefty and a righty. It's double barrel action. Joe Morgan, first and third. Mathewson's on first. Campanella's on third. There are 2 outs. The National League leads 3-0. On a bizarre play, Morgan swings off Clemens' offering, and he lofts one to right, and Reggie Jackson's going to get there. But bad damage for the American League is done. There are 3 outs in the fourth, but the National League leads 3-0, going to the bottom of the fourth. Getting late for the American League, not only in the game, but also in the series. They're just, for whatever reason, not hitting the ball. Fly ball, center field. Williams sends one to Griffey, and he makes the catch. There's 1 down. Jimmy Fox, 0 for 1. Jimmy Fox just hit one 9 miles. It's way out of here, and it's 3-1 National League. Reggie Jackson wants to do the same thing. He swings. He lines a base hit. 1 out and 1 on for the American League in the bottom of the fourth. Carl Yastrzemski. Ball 2 to Yaz. Ball 2. And Yaz hits one to right. This is going to be Musial. That's 2 outs. Jackson returns to first. Yogi Berra with 2 outs. 1 man on. He grounds one to shortstop. That's Wagner. And Honus throws him out. But the American League gets on the board. They now trail 3-1 as we go to the fifth. Honus Wagner, shortstop for the National League today, leads off the fifth. The pitch is a rainy. No, it's not. It's a fly ball to center. That's going to be Ricky. Ricky Henderson makes the grab with a snatch catch. Stan Musial with 1 out in the fifth. Stan draws a walk. 1 out, 1 on. Matthews, Clemens, Young and Plank get up again. The pitch to Matthews. Eddie Matthews with a long drive down the right field line. Is it going to stay fair or foul? It's going to be fair and gone. Eddie Matthews, second home run on the day. He's got 3 RBIs. Musial scores ahead of him. And the National League now leads 5-1. That's going to do it for Clemens. How are they going to do this? They're going to bring in Plank to face McCovey and Stargell. Clemens is out. Plank is in. He will bat 9th. The National League leads 5-1. The pitch to Stretch McCovey is a fly ball to center, and that's going to be Ricky Henderson. 2 outs. Willie Stargell with 2 outs and 2 in. Stargell with a range check. That's going to go to center field, and Ricky Henderson makes the grab. Henderson makes all 3 outs in the inning, but more importantly, the National League scores 2 more runs, and it's 5-1 National League. Mathewson is in control of this one. He's given up 3 hits. He's allowed 1 run. He's walked no one. He's struck out 2. Cal Ripken Jr. leads off the bottom of the 5th for the American League. And Cal walks. Leadoff walk, Gehringer. The pitch to Charlie. Fly ball to left. That's going to be caught by McCovey. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Plank. 1 man out. Ripken is on first base with 1 man out. The National League the American League desperately needs a score, and they're going to call on Babe Ruth to try and deliver it. Ruth will pinch hit for Plank here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 out, 1 on. The pitch to the Babe. Ground ball second. That's Morgan. Morgan, Wagner, and Stargell for an inning-ending, rally-killing double play by the Babe. Not good. All right. So, Cy Young is going to come in to face the National League in the top of the 6th. He will bat last in the order. And he will face Ken Griffey Jr. first of all in the top of the 6th. Junior. The pitch from Young to Junior. We've got an error check. 89. That's the center fielder. That's Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson just dropped the ball. Junior's on first, and Campanella strolls to the plate. Junior's on first. The pitch to Campy. Ball 2. Ball 2 to Campy. And Young strikes him out. Young came back and got him. Mathewson is now up. Griffey's on first. He's going to try and sacrifice. And he does. He gets it down. And that's going to go from Yaz to Gehringer on the sacrifice. And that moves Griffey up to second base. Morgan is up with Griffey on second base and 2 outs in the top of the 6th. And that is a strikeout. Morgan strikes out in the clutch. The National League maintains but does not add to. It's 5-1 lead, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Christy Mathewson. Dare I say he's cruising. He does reduce to a B as the 3rd time through the inning starts right now. So they're watching him carefully. The pitch to Henderson. He strikes out. That's 1 down in the 6th. Williams. The pitch to Ted. That's a range check. Second base. That's Morgan. And Morgan makes the play. Morgan to Stargell. That's 2 down in the 6th. And Jimmy Fox, who plated the only run for the American League in the 4th on a home run. He's 1 for 2. But he committed a critical error in the 4th that allowed a run to come home. The pitch to Fox, and he did it again. Way back to left. And that's McCovey to the wall, but gone. It's 5-2. American League still trailing, but by one less, and Reggie Jackson comes to the plate. That's going to get action going in the National League bullpen. It's going to be John Franco and Bruce Sutter throwing in the bullpen. The pitch to Reggie is a fly ball to left, and McCovey's going to get to this one. Plenty of room for him, and that retires the side. We go to the 7th, and the National League still leads by a score of 5-2. Wagner leads off. He draws a walk. Draws a walk off Cy Young. Stan Musial. The pitch to Stan. He lines a shot to right. Reggie's going to corral it. Are they going to send Wagner to third? They are. And he will be safe without a throw. It goes into the cutoff man, and it's 1st and 3rd for the National League. That's bad news for the American League. They're going to get people throwing again. It's going to be Mariano Rivera, the only man throwing right now for the American League. Eddie Mathews, the infield is in. The pitch to Eddie, the fly ball to center. That's going to go to Ricky Henderson. Wagner is tagging on third base. He's going to try and score. And he does. Mathews drives in another run with a sacrifice fly. That's 4 RBIs on the day for Eddie. And the National League leads 6-2. McCovey. The pitch to Big Mac. He singles. It's off of Young. It rolls away. And everybody's going to be safe. 1st and 2nd. Musial gets to 2nd. McCovey's on 1st. Stargell stepping in. We're going to see a pinch runner for McCovey. The pinch runner is going to be Roberto Clemente, who will doubtless go into the outfield somewhere. Clemente runs for McCovey. McCovey's day is done. But Stargell steps in now against Young. Cy Young looking to throw a double play ball. The pitch to Willie is a ground ball second. That's Gehringer. He flips to Ripken, and that's all they're going to get is 1. They get the force at second. Musial moves to third, and Stargell is safe at first. And the gloves are starting to come in now for the National League. They're going to let Stargell stay where he's at. Griffey Jr. against Young. He hits one in the air that's high and not too deep for Ted Williams to corral. And that retires the side for the National League in the 7th, but they get one more run and now lead the American League 7-2. 7-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. So we'll have Musial go to left field as a defensive maneuver. Clemente goes into right field. McCovey is out. Mathewson is still in. And Yastrzemski will lead off for the American League. Yaz. strikes out. Wow. 0 for 3 for Yaz today. Yogi Berra. 0 for 2. The pitch, the fly to right field. Clemente is there, and that's 2 down. Cal Ripken Jr. is going to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And the pitch to Cal is a fly to left. That's Musio, and that retires the side in the 7th. We're going to the 8th. Cy Young will face Roy Campanella, Christy Mathewson, and Joe Morgan. Campy lofts one to center. Nope, I'm wrong. Campy doesn't loft one anywhere. He strikes out. That's his second strikeout on the day. He's over 3. And we have 1 out. Christy Mathewson is up now. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt back in the 6th. The pitch to Matty is a fly ball to right, and that's Reggie Jackson. 2 down. And Joe Morgan steps in with 2 outs. Morgan's 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored in the 1st. And I dropped my die again. Yeah. We'll see if we can just reach that with the foot. I think we can. Oh, we'll try it one more time. And Joe Morgan hits 1 to second. That's Gehringer. And he flips to first. That's Yaz. And that's 3 outs in the top of the 8th. Now let's see what we're going to do here. Ozzie Smith is going to come in and play shortstop. And that's going to move Wagner to first base. And out comes Stargell. Yeah, Stargell will come out. And that's the only change they'll make right now. Also warming in the bullpen again are Suter and Franco. Gehringer's due, but he's not going to bat. Ty Cobb is going to bat for him. And lead off the 8th against Mathewson. Cobb against Matty to lead off the 8th. The pitch to Ty is a bunt and a base hit. Cobb bunts his way on. And now we've got Cy Young due at the plate, and he will not bat. He will also be hit for. And this will be Lou Gehrig. Gehrig batting for Young. Mariano Rivera's pitching is throwing in the American League bullpen. He will pitch the 9th. The pitch to Gehrig. Gehrig hits 1 to right. That's going to be Clemente, and that's going to be 1 down. Ricky Henderson. They're thinking about a pitching change here, but they're going to let him go 1 more batter, I think. No, they're not. That's it for Mathewson. They're bringing in Suter to face Henderson. And that's it for Matty. But look at the job that Christy Mathewson did today. 7 1/3 innings. He allowed 5 hits, So far, only 2 runs. He is responsible for Cobb on first. He walked only 1 batter. And he struck out 4 American League hitters on the day. The only blemish, 2 home runs to Fox, which has accounted for both of the runs by the American League. Franco continues to throw in the bullpen. He is joined by Lee Smith, and Suter now is ready to face Ricky Henderson. With 1 out, Cobb on first, Henderson. Ricky singles to right, and that's going to send Cobb to third as Clemente's throw goes into second base. It's first and third with 1 out for Ted Williams. The tying run is on deck in Jimmy Fox. The tying run is on deck in Jimmy Fox. He's hit 2 home runs today. The pitch to Ted Williams is ball 2. Ball 2 for Williams. And that will be a range check. Griffey will not get there. It's a single. And Henderson stops at second. Cobb scores. It's 6-3. The tying run is at the plate in Jimmy Fox. Bruce Suter is on the mound. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Let's reset. The National League is winning 6-3. This is the clinching game for them should they win. The American League is trying to avoid elimination. The National League is leading 6-3. The American League has 1 run in the inning. Ricky Henderson is on second base. Ted Williams is on first base. And Jimmy Fox, who's hit 2 home runs today, is at the plate. Suter is on the mound trying to get this thing under control. And Fox rips another shot. It's got a chance. It's off the wall. Musial runs it down. That's going to score Ricky. Ted Williams will hold third. And it's 6-4. Fox is on second as the tying run. Reggie Jackson is due. Suter is allowed 3 consecutive hits. That's going to do it for him. John Franco comes in, and he will face Reggie Jackson or a pinch hitter. Billy Wagner takes his spot in the bullpen. Lee Smith continues to throw. And then the American League has to look at its options. It's 6-4. Williams is on third. Reggie Jackson is at the plate. And Jimmy Fox is on second base. They're going to... what are they going to do here? They're going to let Reggie go for it. Franco to Reggie. Shot to third. That's Mathews. He looks at Williams. Williams holds, and Mathews makes the throw across the diamond to Wagner at first base, and that holds the runner. There are 2 outs. Yastrzemski is now due. Are they going to pinch hit for Carl Yastrzemski in a game situation? No, they're not. Carl Yastrzemski is one of the clutch hitters of any lifetime. John Franco is a left-handed pitcher. They're defying the percentages. The American League is going to try and go for it with this combination. It's 6-4. It's 6-4. They're going to go for it. The pitch to Yaz. That's a pitching check, and he struck Yaz. Nope, I beg your pardon. He did not. He did not. That's a ground out to first base. That's Wagner fielding it and taking it unassisted. And the American League has scored 2 but fails to tie the game. They don't pinch hit for Reggie. They don't pinch hit for Yaz against lefties. And Franco gets them both. That's a bad one. I think that one might be on me. All right. In the 9th, we go to the 9th. And it is Mariano Rivera coming in. Excuse me. Mariano Rivera to face the National League. Rivera will bat 9th. Wagner is due up first. That's a ball. And now we have a rare play. And now we have a foul ball. That's our first rare play of the game. And Wagner is in against Rivera again. He grounds one to shortstop, and that's going to be Cal Ripken for 1 down in the 9th. Stan Musial. Now the left fielder. He's 1 for 3 with a ribby, a walk, a run scored. The pitch to Stan. Stan drills one down the right field line. Reggie's going to have to run hard to get there. He will, but Stan gets a double. Boy, Rivera, I don't know. They're going to walk Mathews. Mathews has hit 2 home runs today. There's 1 out. Musial's on second. Mathews is on first. Clemente is the batter. Clemente rips a shot into the left field gap. It's going to be down. That will score Musial. Mathews to third. And they're going to wave him in. He will score, and Clemente gets all the way to third on a triple. A back-breaking, gut-busting, American League crushing triple. Troy Percival gets up and starts throwing. And Ozzie Smith, the infield is in. Ozzie steps in against Rivera. He lifts one to left. Clemente's going to tag. The throw home. Oh, Clemente returns to third. And there's 2 outs with 2 in. It's now 8-4 National League. Ken Griffey Jr. steps in against Rivera. And Jr. walks. Wow. First and third. That's it. They're taking out Rivera. He's been a bust for the American League. So Troy Percival comes in the 9th with 2 outs to face Roy Campanella. Campanella is 0 for 3. Roy Campanella just hit one to center field for a 500-foot home run that ought to take any of the guesswork out of who wins this series. A 3-run bomb for Campanella means that the National League has scored 5 in the inning, and they have scored 11 in the game. And that is major trouble for the American League. We're going to have a pinch hitter for the pitcher, John Franco, and it's going to be Mike Piazza, who hit a huge one last game to send it into extra innings for the National League. And we'll see what he can do against Percival. Raleigh Fingers starts to warm for the American League in the bullpen. But this will be a fly ball to center, and that's going to be taken by Ricky Henderson. But the National League scores a 5 spot in the top of the 9th to just about put all doubt out of this one. Willie Mays is going to go in to play center field for Ken Griffey Jr. And there's not much that's going to fall out in the outfield at this point. Stan Musial. Is going to stay in left. Mays will play center. Clemente will be in right. No, they're not going to do it that way either. They're going to put Hank Aaron in left field. Aaron will bat third and play left. And the outfield range doesn't get any better than it is right now. So, set the defense for the National League. The catcher is Roy Campanella. Around the infield, third to first is Matthews, Ozzie Smith, Joe Morgan, and Honus Wagner. And the outfield is Aaron, Mays, and Clemente. Trevor Hoffman is in to try and finish things up in this game and in the series for the National League. Yogi Berra is 0 for 3 and will lead off the 9th inning. The score is 11-4 National League. They are 3 outs from winning the series. Hoffman strikes out Berra. Wow. Ripken will not bat. It's going to be Mickey Mantle with second baseman Eddie Collins on deck. Collins came in the top of the 9th. Mantle with 1 out, and the American League down 7 runs. Fly ball to right. That's going to be Clemente. 2 down. Eddie Collins, the last hope for the American League. The pitch to Eddie is a shot into the right center gap. That's going to get past both Mays and Clemente, and Collins will get on second with a double. That's going to bring up Troy Percival, who will not bat. It's going to be George Brett, maybe the only hitting star of the series for the American League. Fox has been good. Brett. Trevor Hoffman pitching to Brett. Collins is on second base. There are 2 outs. The pitch to George, and there's a shot that's going to be extra bases. Same spot. Collins scores. It's 11-5. Ricky Henderson with 2 outs. Trevor Hoffman laboring a little bit, but he's not laboring anymore. There's a ground ball second base. That's Morgan. Morgan throws to first, and the National League has won the Legends World Series 5-1 in very, very convincing fashion. Congratulations to the National League. The winning pitcher in today's game is Christy Mathewson. Mathewson, this is his first start and first win of the series. He's 1-0. The loser is Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens, in his first start of the series, is 0-1. Let's give you the totals for the victorious and series clinching National League. They scored 11 runs on 10 hits, and they committed no errors. The American League scored 5 runs on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hits. They committed 1, 2 errors and lose the series. Series MVP is looking like, to me, wow, there's a lot of candidates, as there would be in any series. But I'm going to take Eddie Mathews. Yeah, I think Eddie Mathews. Mathews was 5 for 12 on the series with 3 home runs. The structure of the series was such that balance is the key, and you had to have a team effort. Having said that, Mathews was pretty devastating when he was in there. And to the extent that any one player can really dominate things, Mathews was 5 for 12 with 7 RBIs. That's pretty convincing to me. So Eddie Mathews will be the most valuable player of the series. And I hope this has been instructive to you for how much fun Pine Tar baseball is. TTLbaseballgame.com is the website. If you're interested in taking a look at the kind of cards and fun and setup that Pine Tar Baseball has. I will be continuing on my channel with games of other makers, but Pine Tar is clearly my favorite at this point, and I hope that you would take a look at it as well. I would encourage you to do so. TTLbaseballgame.com. I will have more games on very soon, in the next day or so, and I hope you stay tuned and subscribe and click like and subscribe to my channel so that you can stay updated. Thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the Pine Tar Legends World Series, where the National League has won 5 games to 1. Thanks, and have a great day.